Welcome back. Back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you're having a good night. Want to give a huge shout out to April Clark on becoming a new member of the channel. Thank you, April. I appreciate your support. Peace and blessings. And I want to give another shout out to Crazy Tracy. And if you haven't already, please take a second just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So let's get straight to it.
The Latin alphabet we use comes from the Greek, which comes from the Phoenician, and if you wrap it around a circle, turn each letter 90 degrees, and combine them into two-letter pairs, you see that our alphabet comes from the stars. Note, however, that these three signs are reversed. These are individually mirrored. Cancer has a basket on its head, and Aquarius is missing. The letter reversals are due to the sun's analemma still present in the alphabet, and that's the figure 8 pattern that the sun draws on the sky each year, and the direction the sun is moving through each sign causes the letter reversals. Untie the alphabet on the 7th of 22 letters. The basket on Cancer's head marks the summer solstice. Aquarius is silent because the early peoples believed his waters to be the underlying fabric upon which all the other signs lived and moved and had their being. And we can answer more questions if we look into the pictographic meanings of each letter, or if we stack the alphabet on a 7-layer cake.
Christians can't bear any of this stuff. They can't hear any of this stuff. They can't hear about the astrology. They get freaked out. Oh, don't talk to me about that. And yet, in Genesis 1, the very first page, it says, God says, let the stars be for signs. Well, if the stars are for signs, shouldn't you figure out what they mean? Psalm 147 says, God named all the stars. Why did he call them Sagittarius and Aquarius and Aquila and Coma? Why did he call them those things? Nobody knows. Do you know the whole Bible was written in the stars before it was ever put on paper? And you can read the Bible by looking at the stars? No, you say, well, that's ridiculous. No, it's not. It's true. I say, well, I don't believe, that the stars influence people. Then why does it say in Job 38:32, can you bind the sweet influence of the Pleiades? Can you loose the bands of Orion? They're stars. And it says in the Bible, it says they influence people. I'm telling you, it's a shame that we have been made afraid of nature and the cosmos by this religion that goes no further than a book.
Yep. There has been multiple sightings of 4 suns that's in the sky. Not 1, not 2, but 4 suns in the sky. Now, I know we've been feeling the energy change. This is another sighting somewhere else on the other side of the world that also caught 4 suns in 1, 2, 3, 4. This is some real life Dragon Ball Z stuff. This is definitely something strange. Oh yeah. Also in China, somebody also reportedly seen another sighting of 4 suns in the sky. It's starting to make sense on why the frequency and the energy of the planet is shifting. 4 suns? Yeah, y'all remember when they was talking about Planet X, Wormwood, the Blue Kachina, yeah, all of that good stuff? It seems like the sun is recruiting people into the Fireball Squad. This definitely feeling like we're in the episode of Star Wars. But you know what they say, the truth is stranger than fiction. But y'all let me know what y'all think about us allegedly having 4 suns in the sky in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube if y'all want that exclusive content. Hit that Gmail, y'all trying to do business.
Yeah, shout outs to Wisdom Blast 2.0. Yeah, he letting everybody know, man, just like Conscious Juice in the last episode. Where all these suns popping up from, man?
Here I have the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, of Hermes, Enoch. It's the shortest alchemical work with the most truth in it. And this is what it means. It's only that short. And it says this: truth, certainly. That which there is no doubt. That which is above is from that which is below. And that which is below is from that which is above, working the miracles of one. As all things were from one. Its father is the sun, and its mother is the moon. Cerebrum, Sarah, Abram, Ra, Ra. The sun exalts in Aries, the moon exalts in Taurus. gold, silver, king, queen. Its father is the sun, and its mother is the moon. Now what does that mean? The sun corresponds with the pineal gland in here, and the moon corresponds with the pituitary gland in here, in the third ventricle, attached to the optic thalamus. Joseph and Mary. The earth carried it in her belly. Here in the belly, let's put this back the right way, shall we? Here in Virgo, in the belly, is the solar plexus. The solar plexus is the place where the seed, the Christ, is born every month, when the moon transits your sun sign. And that psychophysical germ, if saved, will ascend the oil up your spine. And that oil was produced from the pineal gland and the pituitary gland, the sun and the moon. The earth carried it in its belly, in her belly, and the wind nourished it in her belly as earth which shall become fire. Feed the earth from that which is subtle, with the greatest power. It ascends from the earth to the heaven and becomes ruler over that which is above and that which is below. And I have already explained the meaning of the whole of this in 2 of these books of mine. That's it. It's teaching you the alchemical secret of how to ascend the oil. Just the same as the Lord's Prayer. What's the Lord's Prayer all about? Turn your Bibles with me, brothers, and we shall indulge in the Word of God, shall we? Man, I'm not a very good Jehovah's Witness, am I? Witness Bible, and I can't find the Lord's Prayer. Staring at it. Matthew chapter 6, verse 9, 10, 11, 12. Our Father. You must pray then this way. Let's do this, shall we? Because it looks better when it's up high. Or, let's do this, even better. Our Father who art in heaven, Aries, let your name be sanctified. Let it be holy. This is where holy stuff happens. Let your kingdom come. Let your will take place, as in heaven, also upon earth. As above, so below. This is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. It's all ripped off from Egypt. This is an Egyptian book. Give us today our bread. That's the bread. The seed, it's called the bread, the oil, the salt, the chrism, the Christ, the manna from heaven. And forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And do not bring us into temptation, but deliver us from the wicked one. Temptation is to be a glutton, or an alcoholic, or an oversexed person, or anything that puts that Saturnian acid in your body and destroys the oil. To ascend the oil, always remember to keep your tongue to the roof of your mouth. In meditation, whether you're fighting martial arts, whether you're exercising, going for a walk, always place the tongue up into the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, that was very interesting. That was Santos Bonacci, Bonacci, explaining the Emerald Tablets of Thoth and the Lord's Prayer. So, it was obviously a lecture back in the day. I'm going to look more into Santos. Like, he was dropping gems without a computer, you know what I mean? Like, wow. He's probably one of them scholars, and, you know. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. I think it's fascinating.
What's his name? What, the Atlantean? How do you say
Thoth. T-H-O-T-H. Thoth. Some people say Thoth or Thoth. In Sumerian, he's known as Nikazita. In the Mexico or the Mesoamerican area, like Teotihuacan and Chichen Itza, he's known as Kukulkan, Lord Pakal, Viracocha. He's the Flying Serpent. All these different names. Just like in Greece, he's known as Hermes. In Rome, he's known as Mercury, Odin. If you go to the Library of Congress, there's 2 gigantic doors, and they have Thoth, the Atlantean, on one side, and Odin on the other. They know who this guy is. 54,000 BC is when he was ruling over the land of Chem. We're talking about 56,000 years ago. Yeah, and in his tablets, he says he went to the land of Chem to re-kickstart civilization after the flood. It means it was already at a high level before the flood, or whatever disaster happened. The temple was coming up out of the mud, and he went and rebuilt. Then he said, I built the Great Pyramid, patterned after Earth's force. So he takes claim to building the Great Pyramid. It wasn't Khufu.
Yeah, I had no clue that he was on the door of the Library of Congress. Sounds like truth hidden in plain sight.
This earth is hell. They've told me that many times. Earth is hell, because that's where people hurt each other. It's not what you think it is. So that's why they don't want to really come here, but they know they have to in order to get it all worked out. So you make your plan. And the guides and the guardians and the elders and the masters are working with you as you're trying to make your plan. And sometimes they will give you 2 or 3 different scenarios you look at. This is the lives you could pick. Which one do you want to do? You want to be a man? You want to be a woman? You want to be an Eskimo? You want to be an Indian? What do you want to do? And you pick your scenario of what you want to be. Sometimes you want to take on too much, because they'll say, I want to get it all done at one time. And they say, it's not a very good idea. They can't tell you what to do. They can advise you, but they'll say, it's going to be really hard if you do it like that. You said, I don't care. I want to get it all done. It's like taking college and not leaving any time for extracurriculars. You just study all the time. You can't take it. It's too much. They said it doesn't matter if you get it all done at one time. You can always come back and do the rest. Do as much as you can, as good as you can. That's all you're expected to do. So they'll tell you, all right, if this is your decision, it's not going to be easy. We'll help you, but it's going to be hard. So you make the decision. You write the script. You pick the characters. You make all the agreements with them. I'm going to be your husband, wife, daughter. I'm going to meet you on a street corner sometime, and we'll be friends from then on. You try to write the whole scenario. You come in with your nice little plan, all wrapped up like a Christmas present. The problem is, this is a planet of free will. So everybody else is coming in with their nice little plan. So it's all going to clash. So what they always say about best laid plans, I've had them go through the death experience and they'll say, what happened? I had it all figured out. Life happened. So it's not perfect, but that's what it's all about. We're learning. We're learning lessons. We're trying to get better at it. We want to get off of the wheel until we can be finished and return to God and never have to come back here again. That's the idea. So we come in with our plan anyway. And to make it even more complicated, you're coming in with your plan, but you can't remember. Not allowed. What are the rules? Over there, everything is so clear, so plain, makes so much sense. But you come in, the blinders come down. You forget everything. And I asked them, I said, wouldn't it be a lot easier if we knew why we were coming here? We remembered. If we knew our connection with all these other people, wouldn't that make it a whole lot easier? They said, no, it wouldn't be a test if you knew the answers. So you've got to come in totally blind to everything. And what they call it, the blinders. And when you die, it's all taken off, and you say, oh, look at this, Then you're back with total knowledge again. But when you come in, it's all shut down. I've had them go through the birth experience, and they're saying, got to remember. Then they're born, and they'll say, I don't remember anymore. One of the reasons why babies, they have to go for the first 2 years of their life learning how to crawl and to walk and to talk, because they're forgetting everything if they remembered anything at all. You've got to learn how to be a human being. It's not easy. During the first 2 years of a baby's life, it's still going back and forth. That's why you sleep so much. The baby sleeps so much. It's still going back to the other side, getting last-minute instructions and last-minute advice from the council. And this is why older people, too, you notice when they're getting older and you think they're going to die, they start sleeping a lot. They're actually going back and forth and getting their instructions, and they know when they're going to go.
Count it out. That's how your water was everywhere in the planet. All over the planet, everywhere. Your water was this color like it be in the Caribbean. Your water is polluted now. So that's why the only place left to look like that is the Caribbean. But why? The only reason the Caribbean has, the water can't be polluted in the Caribbean is because that is the gateway to the exit portal of this planet. So the sun in the Caribbean forms an electric barrier around it. And you still have that huge ass pyramid because remember the Caribbean, the capital of the Caribbean was Atlantis. It's really Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, all the way to Bermuda, down to Puerto Rico. That whole triangle is really the capital of the whole Atlantis. So in that triangle where that pyramid is at, where they couldn't remove it, they just kind of sunk it using one of our own titans. So they kind of killed two birds with one stone. But every so often, because that sun is there and that pyramid is there, it's protecting the pyramid in the Bermuda Triangle is what keeps all the water in the Caribbean blue. That's why the Caribbean never loses its beauty, because of this pyramid that's in the water in the ocean.
After hearing that, makes me want to go straight to the Caribbean now.
Third eye. When you read the story of Pinocchio, Pinocchio has two words: pine, P-I-N, pineal gland, and occhio is ocula. Occhio in Italian is eye. That's why you go to an oculist. So Pinocchio means the pineal gland. Pinocchio is a puppet. He's not a real person. In order to become a real person, to ascend, you have to activate your pineal gland. You have to stop telling lies. You have to stop being deceived by your friends. You have to stop going to the circuses and the shows, as all the philosophers have ever said, getting drunk, intoxicated with drugs, and to be sober. So the pineal gland is the third eye, and it's our highest consciousness. If you want to be real, just read the story of Pinocchio and activate your Pinocchio.
Yeah, he lost me at sober. But what an interesting revelation to the name of Pinocchio. Not sure if that's what it was based on, but I didn't even know that word had a meaning like that. What you think? Let me know in the comments down below.
History is so much different than we've been taught. There was once a civilization that was wiped out because it threatened the profits of the oil industry. The Tartarian Empire was a society where they had discovered ancient knowledge about farming atmospheric energy. They incorporated special coils into all of their architecture, and their entire society was powered for free. They had also discovered how to manipulate frequencies and move objects, which allowed them to build beautiful architecture. This is the same technology that the ancients used to build the pyramids. This society was far better than what we have today, as free energy allowed for people to focus less on work and more on creating a strong society. These people flourished for years until they tried to spread their technology. The oil oligarchs recognized that free energy threatened the profits they could make from oil. For years, they slowly destroyed the society and rewrote history as if they never existed. This technology was hidden and is now likely located in the Vatican archives, along with tons of other advanced knowledge.
Okay, so apparently it has been another fire in Texas. Yeah, in Grand Prairie, Texas, at this junkyard. I don't know about y'all, but this is looking like a mystery. Why is Texas on fire? Is there something that's going on that's not being talked about? Because first we had that massive fire that stretched from Texas all the way to Missouri. Now there's another fire. A massive one that's spreading. And this fire is so massive it's been seen all across the DFW. Yeah, smoke plumes that's been seen for miles and miles on end. Yeah, there's definitely something that's going on in Texas. Because another massive fire? I said it once before, I'm gonna say it again. 2024 is going to be a hot summer. But y'all let me know what y'all think about another fire happening in Texas in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube for the exclusive content. Hit that Gmail if y'all trying to do business, cause it's getting hot in here. take off all your clothes.
The ones that are blessed are the ones who are peaceful and meek and who actually arrive at the top chakras through the heart chakra and activate them. The third eye and the crown chakra. A good way to activate the chakras is to call their names. Starting from the bottom chakra, Lam, L-A-M. Then Vam, Ram, Hum, Yam, Yam and then Hum, then Om, and then silent. So, Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Hum, Om, and silence, and those are the 7 chakras. And it's interesting that you've got the word Lam for the bottom chakra and Ram for the solar plexus. R-A-M, Ram. In Sanskrit, it's pronounced Ram. So this is a way to activate them. Another way would be to chant the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 16 words which correspond with the 16 petals of the throat chakra. So when you use your voice, you're using the most powerful tool you have to ascend, to be a mystic. It's the voice. This is why chanting was so important, because the voice brings you to heaven. The voice is sound. The vocal cords are Horus, the larynx is Osiris, and the lungs are Isis, according to the Egyptians. So Isis, her husband the larynx, Isis is the lungs, the larynx is Osiris, but the vocal cords, the word of God, is Horus, and Horus is Jesus.
Bang. Like, yo, that's a lot to digest right there. Like, Santos Bonacci, yo.
All right, everybody. So here is the truth about the 2024 Great Solar Eclipse, April 8th. Okay? Watch the TikTok videos out there. When somebody is drawing you in with like, look out, right? That feeling of, they're playing off of your trauma response, okay? There's nothing more darker out there. There's nothing more evil than mental and emotional manipulation, okay? They're shit stirring. And a lot of these people, almost every single one of them, because not one person said in a TikTok video what I'm about to say. I haven't seen it about this great solar eclipse. Okay. You cannot access truth from thought. And you cannot access truth from logic. Okay. In certain instances, but nothing on a spiritual level. Ego, truth and logic and thinking comes from ego, right? So the only way to truly access truth is to separate from ego and thoughts and center with higher self. Okay. And then, and only then, you will get the truth without any emotions involved. Right? None of that. Only centered in peace and love and quiet and stillness. Most people cannot do that, okay? It takes dedication, and you really have to understand meditation in order to get to that point. So I'm going to tell you the truth about this eclipse. What's going to happen? Well, the same thing that happens with all eclipses. It's going to be a beautiful shift and a new stage of awakening, okay? It's not going to be anything that's super dramatic. There has never been anything that has been super dramatic. I remember these eclipses when I was a kid, where the sky would go black, and you're looking out the classroom window and it's black out there. We lived. There was movies, Night of the Eclipse and things like that was made after that. Now, these people on TikTok, right? Stick around to the end because this gets good. There's a song, I don't even like the band, but here's the lyrics. It says, it's the band Creed back in the day. It says, "Hey, Mr. Seeker, hold on to this advice. If you keep searching, you will find." So these people are using thoughts and they're using logic, and they're like, oh, look, there's an X across the United States. Oh, that must mean X marks the spot. Oh, that must mean there's a mark. Oh, the mark of the beast. And then there's the Jonah. And then it's under the constellation of a whale. And they just go and go and go and go, and they think that they're onto something. Okay? I'll tell you what I see. When you see this symbol across the United States, I see infinity. I see love. I'm not seeing what anybody else that I've seen has said on TikTok, right? Why is everybody so fear-based? Everything is always about fear and watch out and hurry up, right? It's all a fucking distraction to pull you out of your center and to pull you out of your now, right? The future is not real. The past is not real. The only thing that is true, the only thing that is real is now. Now. So every single thing that you're going to see on TikTok, most likely, besides this video, and let me know if there's any others out there that's saying what I'm saying, is to get you off center, to manipulate you, and to pull you out of your now, to put you into worry and fear and lack. Okay? So, eclipses are beautiful alignments to the galactic center. I mean, it just brings more light in and more light than usual than a non-eclipse day, right? And what is these series of portals, if you will, to the galactic center do? Series of light to help awaken the people on the planet and to help bring them to a higher vibration. But what does light do? It stirs up shit. And things need to be purged in order to be healed and to be cleansed. It's simple freaking common sense. Think of a fever. What does a fever have to do before you're better? It has to break. Okay? Back in my day, you actually had real fevers, not chemical manipulated fevers and flus that are nowadays. You actually had a fever, and one day you just woke up covered in sweat, and it broke. It's gone, and you know that it's gone, right? It's an amazing feeling, and you feel cleansed, and you feel refreshed, and you feel rebooted, right? So that's why there's these cleansing that's going on around the world, and all these people are talking about the Bible and the end of times and all this stuff. You know, if you want the centered truth coming from somebody that's centered with higher self, universal oneness, you want the truth, follow what I'm saying on here. Okay? And I promise you I won't steer you wrong. Okay? Watch the videos that I'm about to post about the truth about the Bible and the truth about Jesus Christ. Okay? Because it can really shock you, but it can free you at the same time. So this great solar eclipse, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be cool. It's going to be over in 4 minutes. And, you know, I hope you guys remember this video and all the other bullshit videos that are out there. And you really think for yourself next time you want to listen to a video, right? Listen for yourself. Listening is here. Listening is in the heart. It's not here, right? Go by what you feel first, okay? I always go by my intuition, what I feel, then what I hear out there has to validate what I'm experiencing in here. It has to resonate. There has to be a connection. If there's no connection, it's never truth. And I've always honored that and followed that my entire life. And it has never steered me in the wrong direction. Okay? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Love to everybody.
Yeah, shout outs to Yrostic1. His name is Paul Yrostic, master teacher. He makes a great point, right? We shouldn't look at it in a fear-based way, right? Be appreciative, accept it with love, Together we can bring this place to a higher vibration in a positive way. You know? Imagine if we look at it as a beautiful thing to come. And all our lives change for the better, right? Just because of what's about to happen.
What do you think the planets are? They're lights? Is it like it's not like dirt or like
No.
It's the planets aren't like Mars isn't like dirt.
No, not at all.
So they're not
What are
landing.
they?
So they're not landing Mars rovers on Mars, right?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
What are they doing?
It's fake.
Well, it's what they're doing is they're going to places like Greenland with very, very exotic landscape, and they're making it look like it, and then they're colouring it to look red and what have you. Wikipedia, if you go to Wikipedia, which I'm in now, and you look up under Saturn, in the first sentence it will tell you that Saturn is a gas giant. And then you go to Jupiter and it tells you that Jupiter is a gas giant.
Yeah.
Then you ask what the sun is, they say it's hydrogen and helium. Well, that's gas. Why is Venus or Mars or the moon where they landed, why is it an exception? You can see with your own eyes that it's a light. Ptolemy, for thousands of years before the Jesuit Copernicus turned up and made a spinning ball, was saying all of the 7 planets are entirely luminous. There it is. They are portals. The moon is empty. You can see on the new moon, you can see a ring, and there's black, and you can see it's a hole. Clearly, it's a hole. You go through it.
Oh, you're telling me there's no moon there?
There is. There is.
It's not a solid object. Is that what? Is that? I mean,
not solid as we know solid. It's a more attenuated transcendental material. Atoms can act differently when they're in a different dimension. It's transcendental. What you are seeing there is the dance of the gods, the moon, the sun. These are gods. They are gods. They are archangels. The Jews, they'll tell you in Kabbalah, they'll tell you the moon is Raphael, Mercury is Gabriel, etc. The sun is Michael.
Yeah, this that stuff that make your mind melt. I'm over here just melting like what? Fascinating, right? Planets become portals, right? Luminous. This stuff is fascinating to me. It's like, you know, just soaking it all in. What you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below.
Do you know about sexual alchemy? Do you know that the story of Jesus, how it's been altered in certain ways? I mean, yes, there was a guy, yes, there was teachings, all that stuff, but there's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus.
Christ, yeah.
Okay? There is a substance that comes from your medulla, which is basically completely looks like the Ark of the Covenant. Has angel's wings around it, the whole thing. So this substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is Christ coming down into human form.
Yes.
And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why he comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, which is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up the chimney.
And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed tonight's wrap. If you haven't already, please take a second just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So what we gonna do, y'all? That's right. Run these numbers up. Thanks again. Until next time.